Hello everyone and welcome on the Papier de Rêve channel. I'm Ursula and today I will be painting with you a bouquet of flowers. But before I'm explaining what I'm doing on this painting, I just want to say that I've created a new channel for all my video in English, just because I think they are a little bit lost in my French channel, and it will be more easy for you English people to find them if there is a dedicated channel for them. So please subscribe to this new channel so that you will not miss any of my video. But let's go back to my painting of today. I'm painting a bouquet. It's not in the color of the seasons. It's a really beautiful pastel, very spring bouquet. It's not fall at all, but that's okay. It's still fun to paint. I received this bouquet this week and I just want to have a picture of it because this bouquet won't last, but my picture will, and I like to do that for all the bouquet I have, just paint them. It's a great exercise and it's quite nice to have this kind of memory. So I started this painting by placing some foliage around the bouquet. It's just a mix of Amazon Genuine and Nickel Azo Yellow, and I try to add some water where I put a lot of Amazonite Genuine, just because it's a granulating color and water will activate this granulating effect. And I've blurred a lot with my sponge, just because I want very soft edges at some points, and I like to blur with a sponge. It makes really soft effect in watercolor. And now my paper is quite wet and I just want to place some color where the flower will be. The flowers are very pastel in violet and pink tones, and some white flower too. So I want to have an idea where I will place those flowers, but there will not be details right now, just because my paper is really too wet for that. And now that my paper is dry, I can add some details on the flower. Here there is a gerbera, some gerbera, there is 3 gerbera I think, in a really soft pastel violet pink tone. It's quite a difficult color to explain, but it's a perfect color for the wisteria color and the lavender color from Daniel Smith, which are a little bit opaque color in watercolor. So I'm painting the petal with the wisteria color, and I add some shadows with the lavender and some cobalt blue also with a touch of rose madder lake. And as these colors are really light and pastel, I try to be soft with my choice of color, and I blur some area also in order to have some soft edges and a little bit stronger edges too. And there is a small rose here at the bottom of the bouquet, and I use the same color as the gerbera, but with a little bit more of rose madder lake, as this rose is a little bit pinkier than the gerbera. There is also a white gerbera on the side of the bouquet, and that's quite a hard flower to paint because it's a white flower, and in watercolor we doesn't have white. So I'm just trying to paint some shadow with a little bit of cobalt blue, really diluted, so that it's really soft, and it will make a really soft shadow too. And I'm using the same technique for all the flower. I put a little bit of color and then I soften it with water, so that there is soft edges, as I said, and some hard edges, so that you can have some definition of the flower in some area, and then everything is a little bit blurry, so that it has a touch of poetism in it. I've also added the green heart of the gerbera flower in the violet gerbera, but you see that on the gerbera in the middle I have trouble because my my paper is a little bit too wet, but not enough wet. It's a weird stage of the painting, and the green was starting to bloom into the violet, and I didn't want that, and that's totally okay. Since I've seen it quite early, I can just wash it with water. I will wash all the green away so that it will not disturb too much the violet here, and it will disappear, and I will be able to paint that heart of this flower a little bit later once everything is dry. I'm also adding a little bit more colors in the foliage in order to give it a little bit more depth here, and an idea of shadow also, because the right part of this bouquet is in the shadow, and I want for you to see that. And I'm using some lavender in the green in order to mimic the shadow. It's a way to make shadow very, very soft, because I do not want too much dark color here, because the bouquet is quite pastel with light color, so I want an idea of shadow, but still pretty and soft and light. I'm trying here to add some branch of foliage coming from the center of the bouquet, but it's not working, and that's okay. I just wash it with a little bit more color and water, and I will come back once everything is dry. And I will let this layer dry and talk you through my supplies. For the brushes, I'm using an Escoda Último number 18 and a Raphaël Petit Gris 903 number 12. For the colors, I'm using manganese blue, cobalt blue, Amazonite genuine, nickel azo yellow, Aussie red gold, rose madder lake, wisteria, and lavender. And today my paper is from Arches in rough. You know that I quite like to paint on hot press paper because it's really smooth and it makes beautiful texture. But today I wanted to paint on a rough paper just because it's a little bit more forgiving paper, as the color is work a little bit different on a really smooth paper. It allows me to have less blooms on this paper, and I have a little bit more time to work if I want to. So I start this layer by adding the branch of foliage that I wanted to paint just before this start of the layer, and it's working fine right now. So when you make a mistake, don't hesitate to just wash it away, add a little bit more color if it's a stronger color, and come back when it's dry, and it will be okay. So now I've added a little bit of more shadow on the bottom right part of my painting, just with a little bit more lavender in some area, and I take this time also to add some shapes in the foliage by painting in a negative painting technique, so around the shape of the foliage so that you can see them appear on the paper. And my last touch on this painting is just adding some nickel azo yellow in some area of my painting, just to warm up a little bit this painting, just because I did have the feeling that it was a little bit too cold, and it's a bouquet, it's really full of joy, and I wanted for you to see that. So it's a little bit warmer now. And this video is now ending. Thanks for watching, and I hope you like it. Please subscribe to this new channel to help me grow it, and share this video with your friend if you want to. It will help me a lot. And tell me what you think in the comment. See you soon.